Hello everyone. You just saw something very weird. I was just clapping in random rooms to show you that microphones isn't always about quality. It's about maths and science. You can have a Neumann U47 or a Royer mic or anything crazy like that, but place it wrong and everything sounds awful. In one of the clips, you saw me in a bathroom, and I clapped, and you could hear the reverb. Okay, then you saw me outside, and you could very briefly hear the clap. The truth is, none of those recordings were done on that microphone in the video. They were all done with the phone. The phone captured every single clap perfectly, okay, to its environment. Now, if I were to actually plug in the microphone into an interface and record it, it would sound very similar. Obviously, depending how far I am from the source. That's why when you see the one of me clapping outside, you can barely hear it, and the quality isn't good because the input source, being the microphone on the phone, was quite far away. It was about 3 meters, okay? Versus the bathroom, which was a hand's distance away from the camera. Okay, that measurement with regards to math and physics can ruin or make your recording session. You can have a guitar amp, the best of the best, Marshall Stacks 4x12 cabinets, but you can put your mic on the edge of the cone sideways and you'll get the worst recording ever. That is the hard truth. And especially when it comes to vocals, recording vocals can be just as tricky because vocalists tend to move. They're not going to hold the mic or stand in front of the mic the whole time. So moving around is very common for them to, they sing like this sometimes and you cannot accommodate for that. There are many things you can do to prevent it. You can put them in a fully shielded booth like that. Or you can use stuff like expanders or compressors or that sort of plugins. However, the truth of the matter is, if your recording is bad, then your final product is going to be just as bad. If you cannot fix it in the recording stage, you're not going to fix it in post. You can do that in video editing to an extent, but sound recording, not always. For some instances like snares and kicks, you can often, detect a transient and sample it. Or you can replace it, okay? But stuff like vocal takes, it's very difficult. Whatever you record is what you record. And there's actually been a few artists that have used their phone to record, hit tracks. So it is definitely possible to record with the lowest quality devices. But gear envy isn't always a matter of fact. It's the science. You can have the most expensive things, but not know how to use it, and it won't make a difference. So stop thinking that the most expensive mic is going to make you the best singer. It really won't. And the same goes with instruments. I mean, you can have a 40,000 Rand drum kit, but play like you've only played for a day. Or have, a cheap drum set you found on Marketplace, but practice every day for a few months and you'll be a prodigy. And recording, it's tricky, gain staging and placements and distance. I mean, geez, when doing overhead, you also got to think of math and delay and phase issues, and there's a whole avenue of problems that can happen. And you can still have the most expensive mics, but it will not get rid of those problems. A great example is, a sub kick, or a lot of people see old cones that people take from especially bass amps. You just take the cone, you've invert it so that instead of pushing out, it pulls in. Because a microphone is a speaker and a speaker is a microphone. Just got to change the wiring. And that's all a sub kick is. Now, that is not a quality recording device. It's a cheap cone. It's probably torn as well. That's why it got thrown away. And that makes an awesome capture of those sub frequencies. So at the end of the day, whatever instrument or tool that you're using doesn't really matter. A bad workman blames their tools. But thank you. I just felt like ranting. I saw a video, some guy complaining about, he doesn't have the U47 and it doesn't really matter. And then I saw a comparison. Some person recorded on a Timu mic versus, actual SM57s, and he couldn't tell the difference. So I just wanted to enlighten all of my followers that this is the truth. It doesn't matter. Peace out. Enjoy. Have a good day and a good week. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Cheers.